Are you healthy, fit, strong, energetic, lean and excited about life every day? Or like the rest of the world, are you fatter, sicker, weaker, more diseased, more depressed than you've ever been? And I ask that question very personally because that is how the world is. I'm an old lady who grew up in a world that was, I didn't know any fat people. Obesity wasn't a thing. Type 2 diabetes was an age onset diabetes. That's what it was actually called. And it was old fat people who stopped moving. They were the only people that got type 2 diabetes. Now we have children with type 2 diabetes. We talk about depression. Well, maybe people didn't talk about depression, but we lived in a world where you had to be tough, you had to be strong, you had to be resilient. So you were. So what happened to our world? And as an old lady who's been committed my entire life to inspiring and motivating people to be healthy, fit and strong, my headspace has completely changed because I can't inspire or motivate anybody. As a human being, surely we need to be self-inspired and self-motivated. So my driving force every day now is to make sure that if you want to be healthy, fit and strong, if you don't want to be depressed, if you don't want to be diseased, if you do want to have great hair, great skin, great nails, a lean body, great self-esteem, that you have the skills, tools and knowledge to be able to do that. Because our kids are now in the position where they don't know any different. Once something goes past 50%, it's now normal. We have more than 50% of the population that's overweight, so it's become normal. We have more than 50% of our kids in schools who have got some kind of brain disease. So they're depressed or they're anxious or they've got ADD or ADHD and they've been diagnosed with this label that says you're sick in the head. I think you can hear in my voice that I don't want that for our kids, and I don't have any kids. So I'm sure that if you're a parent, you want your kids to grow up in a world where they have a choice to be healthy, fit and strong. As adults, we've always had a choice, and it seems that adults have chosen to take pharmaceutical drugs, to take pills, powders and potions, not to exercise, eat crappy food and be unhealthy. And that's a choice that as humans we can all make. But the challenge I've got is our kids now don't have a choice because it's just normal to be fat. It's normal to be diseased. It's normal to be diagnosed with something. And I often hear, but Rowie, you can't be fat shaming people, and Rowie, you can't be talking about fat. Well, what I do know, and I've been doing this all of my life, and I'm a very old lady, so I have a right to say this. When you are overweight, and I'll rephrase, when you're unfit and when you're weak, and when your body and brain is not working effectively, how can you possibly enjoy your life? If you don't have the energy to go and do stuff, how can you possibly enjoy your life? And this is just a simple example, but one of the things as an old lady I love to do is work in my garden, and I collect rocks and big logs and garden. I call it my garden art on a regular basis. So often I'll be a long way from the car and I'll pick up half a dozen rocks because I want to put them in my garden. Interestingly, to be able to get back to the car holding 5, 10, 15 kilos extra of rocks makes the walk a little bit more difficult. It's harder to walk back to the car because I've got a heavy weight, which often makes me think if you're 5, 10, 15 kilos and you're carrying extra weight, it means that everything becomes harder. Walking to the fridge becomes harder. Going to the bathroom becomes harder. Everything in your life becomes more complicated because you've got to drag this extra weight around with you. So it's not about fat shaming. Can you be overweight and healthy, fit and strong? Yes, of course, but how many people in our world right now are carrying extra weight, but they've got a stack of energy, they perform at their best, they love what they see in the mirror, and they're getting the results out of their life that they want? And they're the 4 questions that I ask every day. And this is another really interesting thing. People say to me, Rowie, why do you do this? You do Romax every single day. And I'm certainly nobody that's breaking the internet as far as numbers go. But I feel like I've got a commitment, a dedication, a responsibility to the world to say you don't have to be fat, you don't have to be sick, you don't have to be diseased, you don't have to take medication, you don't have to spend enormous amounts of money on nutrition, supplementation, pills, powders and potions. You can be fit, you can be strong, you can be healthy, and it's easy and it's simple and it's fast. Isn't that what we want? Easy, simple, fast. So I always ask the question, why are we so fat? Why are we so diseased? Why are we so depressed? What has happened to the world? And we've all got opinions about that, of course, and I'm sure you have as well as me. I just don't want that for our kids. What I do want is for our kids to wake up every morning with a stack of energy, be able to perform at their best, to love what they see in the mirror, to love the way their body feels to touch, and to get the results out of life that they want. And the results that I'm always looking for everybody, and that's again why I'm here every day, is to be healthy, fit and strong, so that you can have a career or business that you love. You can go and do all the things that you love to do. You are financially free, and very difficult to make money, be financially free, be wealthy when you don't have any energy. How do you perform well at your job or at your business if you've got no energy, if you're tired, if you're overweight, if you're sick and if you're diseased? It just doesn't work. So if you want to be healthy, fit and strong, if you want to have a career or business that you love, if you do want to be wealthy and you do want to have great relationships, and there's an interesting side note to relationships, again, because I'm an old lady and because I've travelled the world and because I've met hundreds and thousands of people, I've managed health clubs all over the world and I've travelled the world, a lot of people share with me that they're in really lousy, stinking, horrible relationships. Their partner treats them badly, or their family doesn't respect them, or they don't have great people in their life. But I always ask the question, if you don't love who you are, if you don't respect who you are, what kind of people are you going to bring into your life? Of course you're going to accept less than 100% respect, less than 100% love, because if you don't love yourself, why would anybody else love you? If you don't respect yourself, why would anybody else respect you? Why would you put up with bad relationships? And the only answer to that to me is that you have such low self-esteem, you don't like who you are, so you accept poor people in your life, poor behaviour. I know that I sound like an old lady and I can't fix the world. I really can't. I've been trying all of my life. But what I am asking is this. If you are a parent, if you are a teacher, if you are a coach, if you're a pastor of a church, if you have any responsibility at all of inspiring people or motivating people or wanting to help people to live their life, and I call it to the max because it's 100%. Why would you want to live your life at 50 or 60 or 70% of your maximum? Why would you want to be less than 100% healthy? Why would you want to have a lousy, stinking, rotten job? Why not wake up every day doing what you love? Why would you want to be struggling for money if you don't have to? And why would you have poor people in your life? They're the things that I've been dedicated and committed to all of my life. And I'm hoping that as an adult, with people to inspire to do the same, that you would want that for the people in your life too. So I have to live that because that's what I preach and teach and talk and share on social media every single day, how to live your life to the max. So I have to do that. So are you the living, breathing example of all of those things? And if not, why not? Very confrontational, tough question, but why not? Being healthy, fit and strong is simple. And I don't want to complicate it any more than this because it isn't any more complicated than this. After 40 plus years of studying anatomy and physiology, it's about getting puffed to get fit, overloading your muscles, bones to get strong. When you've got fit, strong muscles and bones, heart and lungs, you now have a healthy endocrine system, healthy central nervous system, healthy immune system, healthy digestive system. It's that simple. We talk about dieting and we talk about pharmaceutical products and nutritional products, but ultimately it comes down to, if I've got a fit, strong body, I can do everything else. It's that simple. Having a career or business that you love is really simple because when you like who you are, you wouldn't accept a lousy, stinking, rotten job. You wouldn't work for a terrible boss. You wouldn't have horrible people in your life. And if you are really good at what you do because you're healthy, fit and strong and you've got a brain that works incredibly well, then being good at what you do is easy. So then being financially free is easy. To me, that's the complete package. I need to live that example. My question is, are you? So it's easy to be fit and strong, which then means everything else. It's a domino effect. I'm fit and strong, so I choose a great career or business. I've got a brain that works well, so I'm really good at it, which means I can be financially free because when you're really good at something, that's where monetary value comes in. So rather than look at what the rest of the world is doing and say, well, they're taking pills and they're going to the doctor and they're full of pharmaceutical drugs and interventions, and this is just a very personal side note. The world is now overdosed with drugs, pharmaceutical interventions, nutritional supplementation. But here's a very personal question. Has it helped? Has it made a difference? Has it made the world healthier, stronger, fitter, wiser, more logical, better critical thinkers, better at what we do? Sadly, the answer is no. Doesn't matter how much pills, powders, potions, pharmaceutical interventions you put into your body. Is it possible that fresh air, sunshine, being fit, being strong are the answers to everything? And again, I'll share this because I am an old lady who's healthy, fit, strong. I don't know anybody happier than me. I don't know anybody who's more positive than I am. I don't know anybody who's more optimistic than I am. I don't know anybody who lives their life at the max more than I do. I've got a gorgeous husband, that might count. And I know that it's possible, and I don't do any of that stuff. I don't take pills, powders, potions, nutritional supplementation. I eat all the foods that I love. I have a body that starts eating when it's hungry, it stops eating when it's full. I get puffed every day. I lift heavy once, maybe twice a week sometimes. I'm outside in the fresh air and sunshine all the time. I don't have negative, crappy people in my life because I refuse to. I've always had a career or business that I love, and I can say, who cares about Rowie? But I'm a living, breathing example that you don't have to have a crappy life, and you can be healthy, fit and strong, and it's short and it's fast. So the answer is, I think the fundamental foundation is get puffed to be fit. Overload your muscles and bones to be strong. Do it safely so you don't get injured, because obviously if you're injured, you can't do any of that. Make sure that your exercise program is fast in the phosphate system, 100% effort, because 100% effort gives you 100% result. Is it possible we waste a stack of time doing stupid exercises that waste our time when we could be doing it fast and easy and simple? Get results fast so you get motivated, you stay inspired. And this is, again, an interesting side note. We all brush our teeth, I hope. We all have a shower, I hope. We all eat food, and that's obvious. We wear clothes and we live life. But is it possible that if that simple intervention of getting puffed and lifting heavy, if we treated that like brushing our teeth, having a shower, wearing clothes, going to sleep, eating food, all the things that we do every day, is it possible if that became a normal part of life, that all the other challenges that we've got could be either less or reversed or prevented or cured? And I'll just share that with one of the I'll use the two biggest killer diseases in the world, which is coronary heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Ultimately, they are cardiovascular diseases where the hoses in your body are clogged up and broken. And then cardiovascular disease causes all the other crappy things that go on. Type 2 diabetes, blindness, erectile dysfunction, most amputations, and everything that clogs up your body, which then clogs up your brain, is caused by not having clean arteries, clean vessels, clean capillaries. Your body has blood flow and nutrition supply and water supply throughout your whole body. It's really easy to sort that, really easy to fix it. Get puffed to get fit, lift heavy to get strong. Clear up your brain, clear up your body, and live your life to the max. This is a personal request. You might not want it for you, but what about our kids? What about our future adults? Don't they deserve to grow up in a world where being fat is now normal? Disease is now normal. Depression is now normal. And it isn't. I've lived in a world where none of those things were normal. They were really odd. To be depressed and to be fat was odd, and now it's become normal. And I think we deserve better, and I think our kids deserve better. I live my life to the max, and I'd love you to do the same. Live your life to the max. Woo-hoo!